Welcome back, everybody. We are Tankers Fantasy Football. We're going to give you some matchups, some sit starts for week 3 coming up here. So we're going to kick it off with some starts at running back. And I'm saying Derrick Henry might be a full-blown go at this point.
Boom. Looking like the man beast out there. I mean, he's playing the Seahawks, but it's in Tennessee. But if you look at it so far, I mean, the Seahawks have given up very sexy fantasy numbers to both Ty Montgomery and Carlos Hyde weeks 1 and 2. So, I mean, I am not afraid anymore. I think Derrick Henry's looked much better than DeMarco Murray has this season. Derrick Henry's like over 5 yards a carry. DeMarco Murray's muddling right around that 3 range thus far. And I mean, Derrick Henry had 14 second half carries, 12 or 14 second half carries. DeMarco Murray had 2.
Getting the goal line work as well.
He could have had 2 or 3 touchdowns. They sniped him one with the jet sweep to Delaney Walker. And then the up back, the fullback getting that touchdown. I mean, he could have very easily had 1 or 2 more touchdowns on the game. I am all in on the Derrick Henry start moving forward. I think at least a solid flex play.
I think other side of the ball, I think Carson as well has earned a start this week. And if you're looking at that backfield, I mean, Eddie Lacy's a healthy scratch.
He's gone.
Rawls is getting some action at third down work. Or Procise is getting some action at third down work, but Carson is getting the majority of these snaps.
He's clearly
and
the feature back right
very
now.
Nice.
Rawls started, but only had 7 or 8 snaps total. I mean, this guy had 20 carries on the game, and I mean, I think we're moving forward. I think Chris Carson is definitely the back to own in Seattle, and I mean, how can you not say he's at least worth a solid flex play, maybe even back in RB2 right now? And hell, he's getting the looks.
Another guy with needle pointing toward the all-in stage for me is James White.
PPR?
He's almost more than Gillislee.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about looking at, high floors, I mean, higher floor, I think James White might have that higher floor in PPR. I mean, moving forward, I don't see any way how he's not catching minimum 5-6 balls a game. What do you think? I mean, at least until Amendola can get it together, and even if he does get it together, how long will he keep it together? 3 quarters, maybe? I mean, my goodness. James White is clearly the PPR back in this offense. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but he's still muddling in that RB2 conversation.
A guy that I'm really starting to like here, Duke Johnson. This guy's lining up in the slot. He's getting work out of the backfield. He had a very nice catch down the field. And I think he can be a start over Crow. I think we're going to talk about it later in the sits with the Crow because he has not looked good.
Oh.
But, I mean, Duke Johnson really is looking like the part. Looking like he's gotten thicker in the offseason, too. Looks more of a man than what he did last year.
Yeah, he looks spry out there. And, I mean, Duke Johnson's looking savory at this point. We're talking about flex play options in PPR leagues, especially against the hapless Colts. I mean, I think I'm all in going in this week. That's a goddamn toilet bowl. The Browns versus the Colts. And we'll get a little taste of that toilet bowl too, Bears, come week 16, I do believe, against the Browns. I think I might have to go to that game. That's toilet bowl deluxe, baby.
Fighting for the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I don't even want it because I want to beat the fucking Browns, Bears. I mean, my goodness.
That is your Super Bowl.
This is the toilet bowl. This is it for us, Bears. Week 16. The Browns, that's our game. All right, what we got going on here? We got Theo, and we're looking at a very pass-heavy looking script against the Falcons this week. Probably looking to be a shootout. That means Theo might be able to feast out there.
Right, Abdullah looked very good too Monday night. I mean, he did maybe limp a little in the fourth quarter there after a long run, but both of these running backs, I think, if you have them in your lineup, I think you're locked and loaded. You're playing them against Atlanta this week.
Bare minimum solid flex plays this week against the Falcons. In the sit section, we're going to lead it off, kind of heavy, but I mean, we're going to talk about LaShawn McCoy. Might be in the sit conversation because, my goodness, look at what the Broncos did to Ezekiel Elliott last Sunday.
And McCoy really, if it wasn't for his catches last week, he could have had a very disappointing week.
I mean, the Panthers were shutting him down. If it wasn't for that 6 catches for 34 yards, I think it was, he would be looking at a very middle and bum week. I mean, I think with the 6 for 34, he was still only up at the 11 or 12 PPR points. And I just think the Denver D, I know it is in Buffalo on that West Coast, the East Coast, kind of does get a little bit fucky sometimes. If you got other options, I mean, I'm talking about, I take James White starting over. You got to start James White over McCoy, I think, this week. Right?
Denver looks like the real deal on both sides of the ball.
I mean, they just slammed the door shut on Ezekiel Elliott, and I mean, the Bills are more one-trick pony than the Cowboys are, so they're probably going to put the clamps even harder on McCoy.
I mean, Denver's looking like a legit Super Bowl threat. I know it's not fantasy related, but
looking sexy. That defense is fierce. I mean, them and the Chiefs coming out of that AFC West and the Raiders. The AFC West is fucking tough, boy. AFC West.
I mean, the Chargers should be 2-0 as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're 0-2, but they're not a dog shit team, and the AFC West is tough as nails.
They lost 2 last-second field goals. That's what it was. They had a field goal blocked, and then they missed a field goal.
That's been happening to him the last couple of seasons.
I think Phillip Rivers, since he came into the league, has the most losses by 7 points or less by any quarterback, and it's not close.
Poor Uncle Phil. Poor Uncle Phil. Living and dying out there.
I love Phil.
All right, another sit. We talked about him earlier, the Crow.
I mean, he's like 70 yards on the season or something like
27 carries or something. It's gross. It's like barely over 2 yards a clip.
Anyway, sit him. Absolutely. Hot take. I'm saying.
Hot take time.
I love this guy, but I'm saying sit Leonard Fournette. If he didn't find his way in the end zone last week, it would have been a lost week for him. They're playing against Baltimore.
That's a grown man
very
defense.
Stout in London, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I think the Ravens are going to sell out to stop the run, and if they do, I think they will be successful. That is a grown man defense for the Ravens, and I think if you got any other options, especially if you got like a PPR guy on your bench,
maybe you got like a Theo Riddick as your third running back. Maybe I think you start Theo Riddick over Fournette this week. You got
Derrick Henry on your bench, like we said earlier. I think you got to give Henry or Chris Carson the nod over Fournette this week, playing against that stout ass Raven D in London. That is just shaping up to not be a very good early morning.
Sit everything, Jags.
Yeah, I think you got to sit everything, Jags. We're going to be looking at the second shutout of the year for the Ravens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or whatever the fuck Ravens do.
All right, we got Howard. Jordan Howard has been seen in an arm sling. If he does suit it up, I still think you got to sit on. I mean, absolutely.
Steelers D's looking solid out there.
I mean, more than likely lost you the week last week if you ended up putting him in your starting lineup, not even getting 1 point.
We last minute pulled him for James White. Felt real good about it afterwards. Man. About 2 minutes in, I already felt it. James had like 2 catches at like 12:08. I was like, well, I already beat Howard's day.
All right, let's look at some wide receivers here. Starts.
Kick it.
Devontae Parker against this Jets secondary.
We saw what Crabtree, the touchdown receiver, did for the Raiders against the Jets. Put up those 3 touchdowns. I think Parker is more of that touchdown guy than Landry for the Dolphins. I think we got easily Parker in the end zone this week versus
at least once.
At least once. I'm feeling it. I think it's happening. Another guy. This is the last chance. This is the last chance for romance and love. I'm talking about Terrell Pryor here. I mean, if he can't get it done against the leaky Raiders secondary with Jordan Reed feeling the pain right now, I think I'm fucking done with him. I'm saying start him. This is the last time. I think if he fails us this week, I think I'm almost ready to
bench him.
Bench him, almost write him off for the season. Jesus Christ. He looked like complete dog shit out there. I mean, this is his last chance of romance and love. He has played tough teams. I mean, the Eagles shut both him down and they shut Tyreek Hill down this week.
Washington has looked awful besides Thompson.
Yeah.
He's been the only guy for him this offense.
And then he played against the Rams, who have that shutting it down out there. They shut down T.Y. I mean, I know that's not really hard with the play of the Colts, but I just don't know. Like I said, these are excuses. These are excuses why he hasn't done anything so far. And excuses are over. He's playing the Raiders' leaky secondary. He can't get it done in a game that they're probably going to have to be chasing from behind from. I'm fucking over it.
All right, sits. I'm saying, of course, you're going to sit the Jags. Everyone think Jags, right? We talked about, but we're talking Vikings receivers. That maybe includes Rudolph at this point.
Yeah, it might be.
If Keenan is out there and
Tight ends are
Bradford,
real thin right now, though, so Rudolph owners might have to just hold tight for a little while.
if Bradford's not a go, I mean, you're definitely going to sit Diggs. You're going to be trying to sit Thielen. Maybe if you have any backup plan, you sit Rudolph. But like I said, if you're looking for like 7, 8, 10 points or so, that might be Rudolph's ceiling unless he finds a way in the end zone with Case Keenan.
Another sit. We got Garcon playing against the Rams. Like I said, they just are shutting it down. Jermaine Johnson has been putting the clamps on opposing number one wide receivers thus far this season, and I think the clamps will remain tight this Sunday with this Thursday with the Pierre Garcon and the Rams.
That'll be a good game.
No.
Rams, Niners. Huh?
God, that is so unsavory.
Why are Thursday games so bad?
I think it's okay. I think I'd rather put the dog shit teams on them where you don't have a lot of fantasy stock and just get them out of the way instead of eating up my sexy boys on a Thursday night. I know everybody gets a shot. Everybody plays one Thursday night game, which is the bone. I think they should get rid of that shit, but don't you just hate it?
Oh, yeah, especially them.
I
some of
love
those
football.
color
In more
rush
days when
unis are
football's
so
good, but
bad,
it's just
too.
bad quality football. It's just never
Some of the
sexy to
color
watch.
rush jerseys are awful as well. Why don't they have
God,
throwback
fucking-
unis?
The Jags and their dirty mustard.
They're mustard,
jerseys,
they're
dirty old
puke.
mustard.
They're baby puke mustard.
It's baby.
Why don't they just have them wear retro unis on Thursdays?
Yeah, fuck it.
Seriously,
Or just-
that would be so much
Or
better.
just quit dicking around and play the fucking football game and try to make it a better show.
But I
Quit
would love
throwing
to-
colorful jerseys in my face to try to disguise the fact that this is
I
terrible.
mean, I would
football.
love to see some Chargers powder blue though back in action.
Yeah, that was
With the numbers
that's
on the
sexy
helmets.
Time, baby. You gotta bring the numbers on the helmet. Otherwise, it's just not all the way. All right, we got moving on to some quarterbacks. So you can start the Stafford in that shootout with Atlanta. I'm all in on that. A little crazy talk here, talking about start the J-Rock. If you're hurting for a quarterback, hurting for a certain, start the J-Rock versus the Jets. I think you can write him down for 2 tutties.
2 tutties, maybe
tutties.
250.
Yeah.
250 through the air. I mean, that's enough to get it done.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, talk about some sits. I'm thinking you sit Jameis Winston.
I know. I mean, the Bears. I mean, besides forgetting that Austin Hooper existed, a couple plays against the Falcons, Matt Ryan would have a very pedestrian day too. I mean, the Bears D I don't think is the reason why we're necessarily getting our asses kicked out there. But I don't know. I'm talking about sitting Jameis Winston going into Minnesota. If you got any other options, I'm also talking about sit the Berg versus the Bears in Chicago. If you have any other options as well.
All right, tight ends here. Hunter Henry resurrecting from the depths.
From the depths of the sea. He came back, no targets. I think it was a complete game script because Antonio Gates isn't a good blocker. The Broncos defense is fierce. They probably left him in to block a little more. They gave him 7 targets in this game. He caught all 7. I'm not writing him down for back in one tight end production just yet. He's got to show me to it again, but I think we can go ahead and give him the nod against the Eric Berryless Chiefs.
All right, Jack Doyle finally getting it going with some brisket here. He looked hot to start off the game week 1, but absolutely nothing the last 3 quarters. He seems to be his possession guy, though. And if you're looking at against this Browns defense, I feel like maybe somehow these Colts might find a way to victory this week.
Victory. Maybe old Dad Runner can find his ass in the end zone. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know, but he's definitely worth a look. Tight ends are hurting out there.
They are.
Another guy who's basically goddamn number 1 tight end overall out there we're going right now is Jason Witten.
I mean, back-to-back
Beasted,
games
old
with
man.
a touchdown. He only had 3 last year. Had 10 catches week 2.
That might be a sell high on the Witten.
If you got him,
I
year-long leagues.
I think it's a sell high. You find the guy that lost Olsen. You find the guy with Reed on the ropes. And if you got guys like Evan Ingram or some shit on your bench, and I think it's a serious sell high for the win right now. I'm all in on it.
I think Ingram, I think you start him, and I feel like you feel pretty good about it as well.
Ingram's another start. getting a lot of looks.
He's getting a ton of targets. I feel like he has a definite ceiling that he can get to that has not been tapped yet just because this Giants offense has looked so pitiful. I feel like his ceiling is out the charts, but he actually has established a floor with how many targets he's been getting.
I think.
And red zone targets.
I think he can get you. I mean, this isn't sexy, but 3-4 targets a game. I think you can write him down for that. I mean,
think
not
bare
targets,
minimum.
3-4 receptions a game. I meant.
I was gonna say
3-4 receptions a game because he's getting like 7 or 8 targets.
And he's getting red zone looks. He found his way in the end zone, but he also had another red zone look, at least one other red zone look.
Eli
to
Manning
memory.
threw it behind him. He could have had a couple of sexy grabs. I mean, bad luck with those red zone looks out there, but I mean, they're giving it to him. That is a good sign for future production, I do believe. I mean, my goodness. I mean, if the Giants
if Marshall's not getting it going, you don't know about this Odell situation. I mean, he might be the second. I mean, I feel like at worst, he's probably the second best option right now in the passing game.
Yeah. I Evan Ingram, baby. Sits. I mean, options talking about sit the reindeer games for obvious Case Keenum reasons out there. Another guy, even if he does play, I'm just worried about it. Jordan Reed has just been not very sexy.
He does not look good this Washington.
Hell, even Jimmy Graham has been muddling in the filth out there.
Jimmy Graham's questionable as well. So.
Yeah. He's at 4 catches for 9 yards, 3 catches for 9. It's terrible.
Yeah, Jordan Reed not only battling with the toe, but has the chest. I think it's just a bruise on it. But other than that, I mean, their offense, Washington's offense, does not look good whatsoever so far this year.
Definitely not.
All right, how about some guys that you're saying maybe you're trying to pick up some guys, dudes that you are completely done with?
Well, these dudes are done. I think we can say this is the these guys here are dead section. And we're going to reach back here. We're going to bring back the golden shovel. Put it in your face right now, right in certain. And we are going to talk about some dick bombs that I think you can cut them. Because they're not only bad, they fucking dead. So we're talking about Adrian Peterson. He's a whiny bitch. And he's dead. He's out of here, babe. Get him the fuck out of my face. Brandon Marshall, we've thrown shit on him throughout the video, in the last video. Brandon Marshall is dead. I don't think there's any resurrection coming. There's no way he shows up next week and it's like, I'm going 6 for 90. I think that is a pipe dream. Deluxe. I think he is also dead. Another guy, I think we can just bury it in, stick the fork in him. He's fucking done. I'm talking about Will Powell. I know. You drafted him out there. He's probably supposed to be your RB2 for the season, and I'm just saying he's not. He's looking to move forward. Matt Fortaven looks better. They're giving looks to that Elijah McGuire, and he looks fucking better. I think it's about time for Will Powell to be fucking dead. Jeremy Hill also, I mean, I know he's still technically, a starter? Jesus. He's still technically a phantom starter, but he is also fucking dead.
With the offensive corner, I feel like they finally realized that he's not the dude in this offense.
Clang him up. He's dead. Clang him up. He's dead. Another guy, inactive, healthy scratch. Might as well go home, eat some more cheeseburgers, come hang out with me. He can hang out with me, watch some football on Sundays now because he's fucking available to do so. And we're talking about Eddie Lacy because he's fucking dead.
That would be awesome if you hang out.
Yeah, fuck. I'm not that hating on you, bro. You can come hang out with me. I got double TV action with some fucking Red Zone and the Bears or whatever.
You got the Asian Zing popcorn chicken.
The America's Game of the Week, a.k.a. the fucking Cowboy game, every week. But we got double barrel. We got the Asian Zingers. Come over and get some cheeseburger. You're freed up on Sundays now, babe. What the hell you doing? Come party with us.
There it is.
There it is.
That open invitation, Eddie.
Open invitation, Eddie's coming out. If you like what you heard, please subscribe below. Ask us any who do I start questions, any kind of questions you want to ask. Put them in the comment section. We will get back to you in an orderly fashion. We always do. We always get on you. All right.
Thank you very much for watching.
Give us a like, too. Fuck it, right?
We will catch you later.